Can you shoot down a drone flying over your property? As more cases have emerged recently, this topic has gained attention. The short answer, however, is no. You cannot shoot down a drone flying over your property. And before we dive deeper, we know that this issue can spark up a lot of opinions. Everything that I discuss is strictly informational. These are not my thoughts or opinions on the subject, and the rules I will be talking about only apply to the United States of America. If you want to check out the rules yourself, I'll link the references in the description below. With that said, let's fly in. So, according to the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, drones are classified as aircraft, and shooting at an aircraft, including a drone, is illegal. It doesn't matter if the drone is flying over your property or not. And that's because you don't own the airspace over your property. The FAA oversees all national airspace, including the airspace over private land. This means only the FAA can take action in that airspace. The section of federal law that pertains to shooting at a drone, or any aircraft for that matter, is Title 18 of the U.S. Code Section 32. U.S. airspace is regulated and property owners don't have ownership over the airspace above their land beyond what they can reasonably use. For example, building extensions. Shooting down a drone can result in charges of property damage, reckless endangerment, and violations of federal aviation laws. Additionally, federal law prohibits interfering with anyone engaged in the authorized operation of such aircraft. This means you could face fines or prison time for shooting at a drone even if you miss, or for harassing or attacking the pilot, whether the drone is flying over your property or not. Now, can drones fly over private property, and how close can they fly to your house? As mentioned earlier, all airspace in the US is regulated by the FAA, including the airspace above private property. In simple terms, airspace is considered public. So, can drones fly over private land? Yes, because the airspace, whether above private or public property, is still public. For drones, the FAA's Part 107 rule limits flights to 400 feet above ground level to ensure safety and reduce the risk of conflicts with manned aircraft. This means that in most cases, a drone pilot can legally fly up to 400 feet above your property. Some states and municipalities have enacted additional regulations to protect privacy and property rights. For instance, states like North Carolina, Texas, and others have laws against flying drones over private property without the owner's consent, treating it as a potential invasion of privacy or trespass. While it is legal to fly over private property, according to the FAA, it's crucial to avoid the appearance of conducting surveillance. It's also important to note that local laws could get you fined or jailed for flying. So, if Texas says you can't fly over private property at all, it's still technically legal to do so, but you may still get arrested and fined, and your only recourse is to fight it out in court. You will probably win, but you have to navigate that decision. Overall, a state can't make a law saying you can't fly a drone over private property at all because the FAA controls the national airspace, and it says you can do that. And the FAA has preemption over states since it's a federal entity. There are several instances where people have gone to court to fight these kinds of local laws and won, but it's potentially expensive and a hassle, so it's just something to consider. I'll link those cases down below. Now, what if a drone is spying on you? One of the biggest comments related to the topic of shooting down drones is, what if it was spying on me? If someone is flying over your property to spy on you and not to do legitimate work, that is illegal, and you should call the authorities right away to report that person. But remember, don't intervene yourself. You could get in serious legal trouble if you do. First, don't attack the pilot or the drone. Stay safe and out of legal trouble. If you feel comfortable, approach the pilot and ask what they're doing. But never attack the pilot or damage the drone. Next, document the incident. Note the date, time, and drone's behavior. Take photos or videos, and consider using security cameras if it happens repeatedly. Then, report the incident to the authorities. Contact local law enforcement and provide your documentation. Notify the FAA to track down the drone operator. Finally, if you have strong evidence, consider legal action. Consult a lawyer about filing a lawsuit for invasion of privacy. Now, on the other side, what if someone shoots down your drone? If someone shoots down your drone, prioritize your safety. Avoid confronting the shooter and leave the area immediately to prevent escalation. If it's safe, Note the shooter's location and take photos or videos from a distance. Do not engage directly, let law enforcement handle it. If the area is secure, you may attempt to retrieve the drone, but only if it's safe. Contact local law enforcement to report the incident, providing key details and requesting an incident report for insurance or legal purposes. If there are witnesses, gather their contact information also. You can also preserve your drone's flight logs, as they may be useful for legal defense or insurance claims. After leaving the scene, you can notify your insurance provider, report to the FAA, or consult an attorney. Here are some proactive measures you can take to avoid being the target of a drone shooting. Wear a professional vest, use a drone and launch pad next to your takeoff area, and carry your Part 107 certification. Additional steps you can take are to refrain from hovering over private property for extended periods, as this can make homeowners uneasy, even if it's legal. If your work requires flying near residential areas, consider notifying nearby residents in advance or on the day of your mission. This can help alleviate concerns and reduce the chances of hostility. Hopefully, these steps can help you avoid having your drone shot at when you're working in the field. And lastly, here are some common questions related to drones being shot down. First, what are the penalties for shooting down a drone? Penalties can include criminal charges under 18 U.S.C. Section 32, which can lead to imprisonment and significant fines. Additionally, drone owners may seek civil damages for property destruction. What rights do property owners have regarding drones? Property owners do not have the legal right to destroy drones flying over their land. However, they can report drones suspected of trespassing or violating privacy to local authorities. Can local or state laws permit shooting down drones? No state or local laws can override federal regulations on drone operations. Shooting down a drone is illegal regardless of local ordinances, as federal law governs airspace regulation. Can I fly over private property without permission? Yes, in most cases, flying over private property is legal as long as the drone stays within FAA guidelines for altitude and safety. However, it's advisable to avoid lingering over private spaces to prevent concerns. We'd love to know what you think about this topic in the comments below, and please try and keep it civil. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future drone videos. Until next time, blue skies and safe flying.